So you and I spoke spring training, all right? What's the journey been since spring training, and what have you learned so far this season?
I mean, I think it's, I don't know how much of an expectation you have for your own journey, right? Just especially with baseball being so unpredictable as it is. But, I think you're always constantly, learning things, and it's great. People say it is a game of adjustments, but it really is, pitch to pitch, a bat to a bat. You can make a bunch of adjustments in the off season that you perceive to be good, and not that they were the wrong decisions, but it could not work come season time. So it's just about finding ways to constantly adjust to how your swing is, how pitchers are pitching to you, and just trying to get better on a day-to-day basis. Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to make it to the big leagues, but I think the thing is you want to stay in the big leagues when you get there. So just being ready to go whenever your name's called is most important.
And also, as everyone that's here has always been probably the best on their travel team, the best in their town, and then you get thrown into a pool where everyone's the best of the best, where maybe, until you hit a certain level, you've never experienced any bit of failure. How hard is that mental part to readjust it if you're going through a slump, knowing also that people are looking at your numbers? It's a result game, and you want to put up those numbers to get to the majors. How hard is the mental part?
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be being honest if they said it wasn't hard, right? It's you could be doing incredible, right? I know it's a basic saying, but they say you get a hit 3 out of 10 times and you're a Hall of Fame hitter, right?
Now it's 2.5.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. But no, it's difficult, man. I think that's the beauty in it all, right? It's you don't really grow until you're challenged, and it's not always going to be smooth sailing, right? So even in the big leagues, when you do make it, and God willing, you have a long career, it's not just going to be success all the time. You're going to struggle up there too. So it's learning what you got to do when you do fail, right? It's how do you make adjustments? How do I react to certain situations? So I think, obviously it's not fun necessarily going through that for the first time maybe, but it's necessary.
When you see a guy like Alvarez, who's had an unbelievable breakout season, hitting home runs, and then struggling, getting sent down, Vientos has gone through it and been sent down, Beatty's been through it and been sent down, does that give you almost like a reset button? Okay, even at the big leagues, sometimes you have to, make those adjustments. Yeah, I think it's,
I think it's the reality of baseball. You don't really have necessarily an expectation. Everything's a possibility. You can go up, down, up, down. You look at some of the pitchers on our team, right? They're gone for 2 days and they're back here after
and DFA'd sometimes.
Right? So I think you're just kind of ready for any situation, at least mentally, right? It's not easy, especially going up there. It's literally the best players in the world. So it's not easy to stay up there, right? And I haven't even been up there. So, I think you're just kind of ready for any situation, and that anything's a possibility.
And when you were out in the outfield there, loosening up, I saw it looked like you were messing around with some pitching grips. Did you pitch in travel ball as a kid?
Yeah, a little bit. Out of high school, I was a 2A, going into college, so I pitched a little in college too. But no, I've always just enjoyed the pitching side. So me and some of the pitchers were just messing around with different breaking ball grips and whatnot. So it's always fun to just kind of mess around.
But I did notice, after you did that, walking back, you were having a conversation with the pitcher. And is that also more to help you maybe pitch recognition as a batter, through that little interchange?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's always a good opportunity to get a perspective from a pitcher, right? Because that's who you are facing. Whether he's on, I know, obviously I was talking to Ty Adcock, he's on my team, but it's good to get a perspective on what they're trying to do to hitters, right? I think kind of learning what the balance is between how they're attacking you based off your weaknesses versus how they're attacking you based off the pitcher's strengths. It's good to know, right? Because sometimes I think in baseball is such a mental game, right? You're wondering how a certain pitcher's pitching you, but in reality he's just attacking you with his best stuff. So I think, like I said, we're always just kind of trying to pick each other's brains and see if we can get a little extra edge.